So, Windows 11 24H2 is now here, and the biggest question which is currently going around is, can you install Windows 11 24H2 onto unsupported hardware? What are the implications involved, and should you really do it? Now, if you personally came up to me and said, Matthew, should I actually put Windows 24H2 onto my unsupported device? I would just turn around and say no, you shouldn't. But a lot of users are still wanting to get 24H2 onto their devices for many other reasons. Maybe you just got an old system that you just don't want to part ways with, or maybe you just want to actually check out all the latest features and just give them a go. So everyone's got different reasoning, but in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can actually do that using some software called Rufus. Now, Rufus is a handy USB tool which you guys have seen many times in my videos previously. So in their latest version, which is currently 4.6, they've actually added the option to skip the Windows 11 24H2 TPM processor and all the various other checks that it needs to go through, and it has been confirmed as working by many other users. So I thought I need to create a video on this, show you guys how to do it. So if you've got any old unsupported device that you want to try Windows 11 24H2 on, drag them out the cupboards and then follow this video. But before we get started, quick introduction. My name is Matthew from Matthew's Tech Hub. Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the video today, guys. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and jump straight into the video. Okay, so as you can see, we're now back on the Windows 10 desktop. Now, in order to actually install Windows 11 onto an unsupported hardware, there's two things that we need to do, or two things that we need to actually get. So the first thing we need to get, guys, is we need to get a Windows 11 ISO image. So again, all the links will be down in the description box down below. So the first thing we need to do is, if you actually click on the link that takes you straight to the ISO download site, which will be the Microsoft Download Windows 11 site. And then as you scroll down here, we have these three options. So the one we're going to be looking at is this one here, which says download Windows 11 disk image for x64 devices. Now what you're going to do is going to click on here where it says select download, and then click on Windows 11, this one here, so multi-edition ISO for x64 devices. And it's going to click on download now, and then we'll just let that process. And what that does is now going to take us to the next page, which will now ask us to select the language. Now, just bear in mind that if you are doing this as an in-place upgrade, rather than actually directly upgrading it as a fresh install of Windows, make sure that you do select the language that you actually selected when you installed Windows 10 at the time. So, for example, if you installed Windows 10 using English United States, make sure you select English United States. Don't select different language, otherwise you will have issues. So again, I installed this version of Windows using English United Kingdom. So I'm going to click on right here where it says choose a language. And I'm going to select the English International, because unfortunately it doesn't have the option for English UK, or it doesn't as far as I'm aware anyway. No, it doesn't. There we go. So yeah, so English International is the one I'm going to be selecting. So if I select on this and then click confirm, and then just take a second there, and then what that's now going to do is now go generate a download. So there we go. And then the next option will be, it will allow you to download the 64-bit download. So you click on this blue button right here. And as you can see in the top right corner, we're now downloading the Windows 11 International ISO image. So that's perfect. So that might take a bit of time, just depending on your internet connection, but allow that to download there. And then if you need to pause the video, then just come back in a sec for the next section. Okay, so the second bit of software that we need, as you guys have probably guessed it already, is Rufus. Now, Rufus is a handy USB burning tool that allows you to install ISO images to a USB literally with ease. So what we're going to do is, to get Rufus, you need to go to the website, which is rufus.ie. Again, all the links will be down in the description box down below. And if you're on their website, if you scroll down, just bear in mind there is some of these fake adverts that, it says download, but don't click on those. Just follow me where I go on this video. So right here, as you scroll down, it will say download like this, and under this green section, you'll have all the builds of Rufus. Now, currently at the time of this recording, Rufus is currently on build 4.6, which is very important, because what Rufus has done is, if I scroll down a bit further to their changelog, as you can see here, it says they've added a new setup.exe wrapper to bypass the Windows 11 24H2 in-place upgrade restrictions, which is just amazing. So again, I'll cover more of that in later on in this video, but what we need to do right now, guys, is we need to download the software. So if we scroll back up to the top, and then under this download section, you can download the exe depending on which system you're running. So I'm running 64-bit version of Windows, so I need the Rufus 4.6, but I'm actually going to download the portable one in this case, just because I don't need the standard one. So if I click on that one here, and as you can see, it's just downloaded now in the top right corner, but I've already got it on my desktop ready just to demonstrate the next section of what we need to do next. So let's jump over to the next section. Okay, so now we're on the desktop. So what we've now got is you will now have your ISO image, and you will then have the Rufus, which you've both just downloaded. So what you're going to see now, guys, if you actually just run and open up Rufus right here, you will then be prompted with the user account control window. So you're just going to select yes right here, which is absolutely fine. And at this stage now, if you've got a USB stick, you'll need to plug this into your machine. So I'm just going to quickly do that now. So as you can see, my USB stick is plugged in. I have actually already installed Windows 11 onto this USB, but I'm going to do it again just for this video. So you'll have your device name here. So again, yours will be different. It'll just be whatever your USB has been previously named. And then you've got boot selection. So now I need to make sure that does say disk or ISO image. And then you need to click on the select box on the right. And I'm now going to locate the ISO file that you've just downloaded. So usually if you have just downloaded it in a browser, it will be in your downloads. But if not, like me, to move to your desktop, it'll also be on your desktop. So I'm going to do the one from my desktop here. Now, the next section we need to look at is the partition scheme. So you've got GPT and MBR. Now, if you are running an older system that doesn't support GPT, which quite possibly you could be with Windows 10, then you may need to be running MBR. But if you are running a fairly newish system or a late system and it does support GPT, again, obviously you want to use that because that also supports UEFI. So because I'm running a newer system, I'm actually going to be using GPT. But again, if you try to install it and it doesn't work, just go ahead, follow the steps in the video, and then burn it to a USB stick under MBR. And I'm going to leave the target system as UEFI. That's all fine. And then again, volume label, that doesn't matter. You just leave it as whatever you want. That's just if you've got multiple USBs, you want to maybe have it as, I don't know, Windows 11 USB or whatever you want to call it. You can do that right here. And if we then scroll down to the very bottom, you've then got the start button right here. So just click on start, and you'll then be prompted with this window. So this is quite important. So the first option, which is the most important, which you do need to check, is remove requirements for 4 GB plus RAM, secure boots, and TPM 2.0. So yes, you want to make sure you want to select this because you are installing it onto a device that doesn't officially support Windows 11. The next options are you've got remove requirement for an online Microsoft account. So that's fine. So you want to also do that. I have actually checked all of these options before recording this video, and I can confirm they do all work. So you want to select that. Create a local account with the username, so I'm just going to leave it as Windows, that's fine. Set regional options, the same as value as users, again, that's also fine. Disable data collection, yes, absolutely. And also BitLocker, but if you want to use BitLocker, you can, but again, I'm not too bothered about it for today, so I'm going to leave that as disabled. And then once you've done that, just click on OK. It will then warn you about wiping all the data on your device. Just select OK onto that one, and that's it. And then allow Rufus to then start burning the ISO to your USB. Now I've already done it, so I'm not going to be doing it right now. But again, if I'll come back to you guys in just a sec. So just before we do go ahead and install Windows 11, I just wanted to show you guys that this PC doesn't actually officially support Windows 11. Now, again, the links will be down in the description box down below. There's a link which you can click on, which will take you to Microsoft's PC Health Check app. So if I now just go into the PC Health Check app, then what we'll do is run and install this Health Check app. And then if we then just let that run, so it will now take you to this window here. So if you actually click on Check Now, as you can see, it says TPM 2.0 must be supported and enabled on this PC. So unfortunately, I did actually try to demonstrate this video on a physical machine I've got here, but it's a little bit too old to record. It just wasn't working very well. So I have to demonstrate this in the virtual machine. So my PC does actually support Windows 11, but this virtual machine I've set up doesn't. So as you can see, TPM must be enabled. So I haven't got TPM enabled. So again, I'll show you that it does work without the TPM. So now that Rufus has actually now burnt the ISO file to that USB stick, what you now need to now do, guys, is in Windows 10, if you just go down to the File Explorer at the bottom and then open up your USB, you'll then have this setup file down here, which has actually now been wrapped by Rufus. So if we just double click on this, as you can see, it says Windows Setup Wrapper, and just click on Yes. That will now load up the Windows installation media. So just give that a second there. It may take a couple of minutes depending on your system. So I'm going to let this process. I'll be back with you in just a sec. Okay, so now we're at this section where it says install Windows 11. So that's perfect. So this is where you want to be at. Now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to simply just click on Next. I'm going to leave where it says change how setup downloads updates. I'm just going to leave that all enabled. So that's fine. So I'm going to click on Next here. So that's going to do a quick check. It's just going to see if there's any updates available for this build. Again, I've just downloaded the latest build from Microsoft, so there shouldn't be, but just in case there is, it's just going to double check. So I'm going to let that do that, and then we'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so after it's done all the checks, you'll now see it will take you to the license terms page. So again, I'm just going to have a quick read of all this, and yeah, I agree with all that. That's fine. And it's going to click on the Accept button in the bottom right corner. So just click on this. And now it's actually going to check to make sure that we're ready to install, to make sure that our PC does actually support this build. So it's just going to do that now. But again, obviously, we have skipped those using the Rufus's own wrapper. So we'll just give that a second there. We'll let it just get the updates. And again, I'll be back in just a few secs. Okay, so now that it's done all the updates, you may actually, before you get to this screen, it may actually pop up a window saying some things require your attention and allow you to actually click accept. Now, mine doesn't actually come up with that, but if it does, you can just click accept and it'll then take you straight to this next screen which says ready to install. So it'll give you the option to install Windows 11 Pro or Home if you're running Home, and then keep personal files and apps. So this is actually doing an in-place upgrade onto Windows 11. But again, you can also do you can actually boot it from a USB stick if you want to do a direct upgrade on your USB. So now that's done this, I'm just going to simply hit on install in the bottom right-hand corner. And as you see, we're now prompted with the install Windows 11, the full screen, and it's now going to restart our PC a couple of times and then upgrade this PC straight to Windows 11. So I'm going to let this run through, and again, I'll be back with you guys on Windows 11 in just a sec. Okay, so after a few restarts, you'll then be taken to this screen. So it's just going to go through it, like flash a few different colors, go say this might take a few minutes. So that's actually just installing a few things in the background now. So guys, I'm going to leave that to run, and I'll be back with you guys in just a sec when we get onto the desktop. Okay, and as you can see, we're now on the Windows 11 desktop. So yeah, so like I said, guys, if you want to install this onto unsupported hardware, this is the way to do it. Now, just obviously bear in mind again that you may run into some issues. Again, there will be some stability issues and various other things as well. So it's not officially supported, but if you're really desperate to run Windows 11, then obviously, like I said, hopefully the methods I've shown you in today's video have helped you. Now, as always, guys, please also smash that like button to get this video into the YouTube algorithm. Please also hit that subscribe button as well to check out all my latest content. And also please leave a comment down in the description box down below. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter if you want to. Again, all the links will appear in the bottom left-hand corner. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, see you then. Bye for now.